Hello folks, Scott with Dallas Paint Correction and Auto Detailing here in Dallas, Texas. I want to go over something, and it's called cleaning a windshield. This is pretty straightforward, right? Most people would just wash their vehicle, then after they're done washing their vehicle, drying their vehicle off, they'll come and hit a glass cleaner on the glass. Well, this glass is pretty hammered and I haven't washed it, and I'm going to try to speed this process up to try to help you guys. Well, I don't mean to say help you, but maybe this will work in your world. Some of the tips and tricks that I do on a professional level, if it makes sense to you, that's great, that's wonderful. I'm grateful to be able to help. But what happens a lot of times after you wash it, after you might want to spray some of your glass cleaner on it, maybe you're a fan of, you know, Meguiar's glass cleaner or Invisible Glass, whatever, you'll find that a lot of glass cleaners won't remove, nor did the washing, all the little bug guts, some of the contaminants that might be on the glass that can be hard to remove. Now there's a couple ways to go about this. Actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring you in and show you how hammered this glass is. I'm going to grab the camera, so just bear with me. So let's come on in here and take a look at this glass. Now this glass here, is it going to show up? We've got some, God only knows what this stuff is. It's all nasty, water staining or whatever. It's just all cruddy. We got all sorts of bug guts on here. The glass is just, it's nasty. It needs to be, you know, this is my work truck. This is my take the truck to the dump, you know, go to the dump in this truck and just beat it up. Just never take care of it. Hopefully I can get all those bug guts that are all over that and show it on the camera. But there's a lot of different ways to clean this. You know, obviously I haven't washed it yet. And what I'll do is I'll just use, let me put you back up here and get you centered and let you see what I do, and maybe it will help you guys out. But typically we're going to wash the truck or the glass first through the washing process, and then we'll use a glass cleaner. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to skip right to the glass cleaner, wipe this up, and then we're going to get to the good stuff, how to get all that other junk and grime on there that doesn't come off during the washing and cleaning the windows. So let me just, I'm not going to kill you with doing the whole window. I'll just do this side here. I'll probably put way too much glass cleaner on there, right? I'm going to go in here and mop up after myself by blocking the camera, I'm sure. I'm sorry, guys. Just bear with me, and then I'll move out of the way. But I'm going to wipe that up. Just kind of massage that glass cleaner into the glass. And I'll flip this over here and dry it up. And then I'll bring you guys back in it. Holy garbage, it pulled a lot of stuff off there, but I'll bring you in one more time. We'll still look at it. You'll see that the glass itself, even now that I've used the glass cleaner, let me see if I can get the right angle on it, I still got a lot of bug guts on here that won't come off during the washing or just simply using a glass cleaner. This stuff gets all junked up on there. I don't know if you guys can see that. There's some bug guts that won't come off. And we got little specks all over the place. It's just, you know, it's a nightmare sometimes getting this stuff cleaned. And when we want to super clean our windshields, what some guys will do, I'll set you back up, just bear with me. What some guys will do when they're at this process of cleaning the window, they might take a clay bar. And that's cool because that's going to pick up bonded contaminants. It's going to get some of those bug guts off the windshield. I like this process. This is fine. I typically do this absolutely last. All I want the clay bar to do is pick up stuff like industrial fallout, some chemicals that might be on that glass that won't come off with a glass cleaner. Maybe there's some, you know, there's all sorts of bonded stuff on there. That's fine. This is typically my last step before I'm truly done dialing the window in. But what I've seen people do, they might take some steel wool and wipe it across the glass to get all that junk off before they go to their clay bar. My issue with steel wool, it works fine if you want to use like 0.0 or 4/0 steel wool. It seems to work fine. It will cut through a lot of those bug guts that didn't come off during the washing or the cleaning process with the glass cleaner. But the problem with steel wool is that it starts to shed, it starts to fall apart. And when it starts to fall apart, you'll get metal pieces all over the plastic cowling up here by the windshield wipers. You might get some pieces of metal filings on the paint. I'm not a big fan of steel wool, and I don't mean to offend anybody. It's no judgment by me. I just don't like using steel wool that can shed in my hands and end up all over the paint and all over the car. It's abrasive. You can try to wipe it up and you might scratch the paint trying to remove those shredded pieces of steel wool. Now some guys will take a magic eraser. This works really well. You might want to put some glass cleaner on it, scrub your glass, and you can get the bugs off it just fine, and that's cool. What I like to do, and you guys have seen me use this product before, and I'm going to show it in action on glass. The reason why I love it, it just works so incredibly well, incredibly fast. I don't have to use a magic eraser. I don't have to use steel wool. In fact, I probably wouldn't have even had to clean this glass initially with any type of glass cleaner. It wouldn't have been necessary, but I just wanted to remove that's the unbonded contaminant so you guys can still see this stuff there. Then what I do, you guys see me use this product before. It's Citral. It's a citrus orange degreaser. It's oil-based. It's not alkaline-based. And I'll put a little bit on the microfiber towel, and I'll simply come in here and wipe it across the glass. And because it's oil-based, it stays slick. It's not going to flash up on you, and it's just going to eat through all those bug guts. Also, because it's citrus-based, it's got a little bit of a, citrus is an acid cleaner. Not a strong enough acid to actually etch the glass, but there are professional-grade water spot removers, professional-grade bug gut removers for glass, and the professional grades, they'll have some acid in it. This is an acid-based, it's not acid like that. It's not strong, because some of those acid cleaners for glass, they'll tell you to put it on there, and you've got a very short period of time. You've got to remove it pretty quick. But with this Citral stuff, I can just simply go across the glass, eat up all those bug guts. There's just nothing there. It will also break down small water spots as well, because it's citrus-based. It is acid, but it's not like a chemical type of acid that we're used to using on a professional level with chemicals. So I'll just simply go in there and go over these bug guts, and I'm being gentle on the glass. The Citral is not going to hurt the glass in any way. It's not going to etch it. It's not that form of cleaner. It's not alkaline based. I just go in here and I literally just eat up these bug guts, and I don't have to use steel wool. I don't have to use a magic eraser. It just kind of makes sense for me because it's gentle. It's not a harsh chemical that I have to be around, and I don't have to have metal filings all over the paint or the glass from using steel wool. So I'll go in there and do that, right? Now what I'm going to do is simply mop up after myself, and then I'll bring you in and show you how that Citral works on really nasty glass. Let me get a clean side to my microfiber. I'll just come in here, wipe this up. I'll bring you guys in and I'll show you what it looks like. Now for me, when I look at this glass now, there's no more bug guts on it. All of that stuff has been removed. Any little white, any light water spots I might have had are completely gone. I'll move you over here. Maybe we can pick up that nasty side of the glass, see how nasty that is. Then we'll back up over here to this side of the glass. This side of the glass is absolutely clean. All I did was use a glass cleaner, Citral afterwards, mop up, and this glass, except for the fact there might be some industrial fallout on the glass if I run my fingers on it, and actually surprisingly not, I'm not feeling anything. But I typically would use a clay bar after this process, and I'll show you how I do that. To me, this is one of the best ways, if you want to call it super cleaning your car windshield. It just works for me. I don't have to use the steel wool, the magic eraser. Sorry guys, I know I'm moving around a lot. And then what I could do if I wanted to go that extra step, if the glass required it, I can just take my clay bar and I can use a glass cleaner as a lubricant if I want. And typically what I'll do is I'll hold on to clay that I just use on glass. I don't use this on paint. This is just for glass. And I can go in here, spray my glass cleaner on the windshield, maybe put a little bit of glass cleaner on my clay bar so it's slightly wet, and then I can come in here and just get the last of that industrial fallout that might be on the glass to give me absolute perfection. If there was anything that wasn't picked up by the Citral, maybe some bug guts that are still there, although I don't see them, I typically don't. After using Citral, it will just cut through everything so incredibly well without having to be too aggressive or have any steel wool flying around on me or using a magic eraser. I'm going to go in, simply mop up, and then we'll let you guys see the finished results. Sorry, it's taking me forever to do this video, huh? So I'm going to come in here and just simply mop up, pick up that glass cleaner that I used as a clay lube. If you wanted to, you could definitely use a detail spray or a dedicated clay lube. It doesn't matter. I typically just like to use a glass cleaner. I'll bring you guys in and take a look at that glass. That glass, to me, it just doesn't get any cleaner than that. If I look at this glass here now, there's no bug guts on it. Again, the windshield is, I don't know, what year is this truck? This truck is a 2000 or a 99. We're talking 17, 18 years old. Yes, there's little rock chips in it and stuff like that. But there are, hopefully the angle's picking it up, there's no bug guts. There's no nasty, grungy stuff. The glass is absolutely clear. I love this process. I just wanted to pass it on to you guys. If you're going to use Citral anyway to remove road tar, road paint, bug guts off of paint, off of plastic, it works great on glass. It just absolutely makes the glass look wonderful. So that's pretty much my process. My process is, you know, typically I'd wash the car. That's cool, right? I'll use a glass cleaner just to kind of clean up the glass. I'll use my Citral because glass cleaners typically don't cut through all the bug guts and all the stuff left behind. I'll wipe Citral over it, remove all that stuff that typically people would use a clay bar for, or they would use steel wool. And then I'll use a clay bar if I've got to go that extra step if there's industrial fallouts. The reason why I don't like using the clay bar before I use the Citral is because I don't want my clay bar to get filled with bug guts and all sorts of stuff. I only want it picking up industrial fallout, certain pollutions that might be floating around, because Citral will cut through tree sap, bug guts, tar, any little road paint that might be on the windshield, any type of light contamination from overspray. It'll get rid of all of that before I even have to use the clay bar. I know some guys like to use a razor blade. That's fine. Again, no judgment by me, but I don't like razor blades because they can break, and if they break, all of a sudden you'll have a jagged piece of metal and you can scratch glass even with a razor blade if you're not careful. But if the razor blade was to break and you got that, what's the piece of the razor blade that's held on? It's held onto by a little metal railing or something like that. If the razor blade was to break and then all of a sudden all you've got is that little metal backing, whew, you can quickly scratch glass. But that's my tip. Wash it if you want. Spray some glass cleaner. Use Citral across the glass. Get all that crap and garbage off. Lightly clay it, and you'll have absolutely clear, beautiful glass. The next step, if you wanted to, you could polish this. If you wanted to, that's fine. That's up to you. This glass doesn't require it, even though it's 20 years old. It just looks absolutely clear and wonderful. I'm not going to have any issues with it, and I'm ready to roll. Thank you so much, guys. I know it's a little crazy video about how to get windshield super clean, but that's my process to it. Hopefully it helps you out. Take care, guys. Until next time, love one another. We'll see you on the next video.